to look at the vision of Mr. Ash Mufara and the voice. So when we dissect this topic, we look at the topic, what does it mean by vision to voice? And I was thinking about this in my own little way. I said, okay, someone has a vision, which is Mr. Ash Mufara. He has this big dream because it's something that he has been doing for a very long time. A humanitarian, a philanthropist who've been doing it beyond 2018. He has been doing it, helping others. He said, okay, now, how, can I make a system that will benefit others? I want to extend my humanitarian, way across the globe. What can I do? A farmer will say, okay, let me farm and distribute the food. A mechanic will say, let me train people to be the best mechanic in the world so they can bless others. Mr. Ash Mufara said, okay, I'm good in technology and in marketing. Let me build a platform. But he said, but now I have this desire to build a platform to bless others. How do I voice it out to others? He called the likes of Peter Rogers, who was here, is here in front of us since 2018. He has been there, and many others, Red Reference, we can name them. There are a lot that, look at what Mr. Mufara is doing. They hear the voice. They didn't even know who is Mr. Ash Mufara. A recording, I listened to Peter's story, which Peter will say it. They listen to that voice and they say, yeah, this is really a good idea. This is something that is massive. Sometimes somebody's word can captivate you. Some people can have the idea, but the way they will present it can determine if people will like it or not. But I ask myself a lot of times, I said, how will someone just give you a voice message and you just follow the person without knowing the person? It means there is something special about this person. There must be something special, and Mr. Ash Mufara is that special one. He explained his vision. This is something I want to do. Are you ready to follow me? And Peter told us they wrote their name on spreadsheet. You pay your money without knowing where your money is. Okay, for you to come in, $97. Sometimes I ask myself, how can I give? Yes, my $97 is something tiny, but how can I pay $97 to somebody I don't even know, I've never seen? Just a voice. I believe in this person so much, and I'm ready to. It is not the $97. It is about the dream. Am I ready to follow this dream and this vision? All of them buy into that idea. They bought into the idea. Peter told us about maybe 10,000 of them, 2018, or less than that, or 3,000 of them. They follow that dream until I say, you know what? Why not having a platform? And that gave rise to GoFounder, sorry. How many of us can remember GoFounder? I came in when it was GoFounder 2020. Sometimes you forget about a lot of things. And that was a platform to accommodate the founding members. We came in our numbers, all of us bought into this vision. We saw things growing from strength to strength. I said, you know what? I will give you a minimum value product. How many of us can remember minimum value product? We saw it in Founders. In GoFounders, we saw minimum value product. So the platform moves from GoFounders to Founder, where we started seeing the products developing. Because remember, IT solution is not just one day thing. That was the greatest transformation of a common voice, a vision to voice, giving rise to a platform, the dream that Mr. Ash Mufara wanted to take us to, those who believe in it. We saw the minimum value products, little things. People were still doubting. How can they really sell this in the market? But they never knew that this is just a baseline to show you what he wants to achieve. An AI company, an IT company driven by AI. We went there, we look at it. It was so beautiful. We started playing with all of this product. They call it that at that time. It was an ONET or something like that. Some of us cannot even remember. We saw desktop. I can call all of those things. We were just like, it was just like nice. Mail. Some of those little things that we were just playing with it. And I say, you've not seen anything yet. We are still moving on. We have not get there. We are still moving on. Ash took us from that platform, prepare us to where? To OES. And then we saw the products now, the full-blown products. And the first one we used, a paid product, was what? O Connect. None of us can refuse that O Connect was not brilliant. We saw the version 1, we saw version 2. I said, no, we are moving on. But as it happened, things collapsed. All of a sudden, not out of the will of like the software was not good, but out of selfish aim, those who came in, they never wanted to see, people benefiting from what this man want to build. They decide to put what? They decide to put sand or water in a petrol car. What happened? The engine will knock. They decide to put diesel into a petrol car just out of selfishness. And I said it, in O News 5, I always read it. It said the most candid update yet, we pulled back the curtain on what had really been going on. Legal battle, sabotage, betrayal, misappropriation of funds. That is O News 5. Ash told us all of these things. It was a kind of story you would expect in a movie, and yet it was real, and we endure because through it all, we never lost sight of our mission. That's what I said. Through this pain, they put petrol, they put water in a diesel car. We are talking about destroying of salt code, destroying of everything, taking everything out of greed because they never wanted to live in that vision and mission that Mr. Ash Mufara is going through to bless mankind. Some people say, why should you bless? Why should you do that? So let us destroy everything. That greed, that human greed kick in, and they say, you know what, people, we don't care. We'll destroy everything, take what we can take, and let this stupid man go away. That's the greed of man. But I said we endure because we never lose sight of our mission. That's why we're talking about the vision going through to voice. What happened? There was a big turnaround. He said, after all of this, Mr. Ash Mufara went quietly building a company. And that's why he came up with this question. Do you patch an old car or do you get a new car? What if your engine has destroyed? Everything is falling. You're moving from A to B. Do you tend to patch that car or will you get a new car if you have the money? I'll get a new car because that car is good only for the museum. We don't need that car anymore because the cost of repairing that car, my brother Vincent is here. How many times Vincent have repaired the car? Vincent repair county. Vincent said, Collins, I'm not repairing my car anymore. I'm getting a new car. Vincent is here because the cost of repairing is too much. I said, we are not getting that car anymore. We are moving to a new car. That car is good for memory lane. And what I discussed with Oliver today, we were just chatting. I said, we will remember that car through our journey. The journey of this company is part of the story that we will remember, that we move from all these stages, from the way Peter will tell his story, the way the day I joined, I'll tell my own story, right to that point where we said somebody destroy out of greed, they destroy the car, and I still move on again. And that is the car we are seeing every day in that museum. That was the car that's supposed to take us to that destination, and the car was destroyed, and this man turned it around and gave us a new car, a new vehicle that is about to be revealed, by Mr. Ash Mufara himself. And we are getting there closely, very, very closely. It is already there because he said the dark days is over. We are standing at the edge of the tunnel and a bright light is just in front of us. And that time is coming where we will see it and know that this man has been working on our behalf. But are we ready to believe and follow his mission? Because people who never believe, they are fall away like flies. All of them fall like flies. But those who stand tall and said, I am going with you, they are still with him. And they believe in his vision, and they know that because he is still there working on our behalf, we all need to believe in what he wants to do, and we will see it very, very shortly. So I will leave it there.